process do you think it could pass through for people to begin to have access to this drug? Is it going to take a longer time since the money has been released for you people to go to work and find a curative, preventive measures of this drug for Nigerians who are already, testing positive to this virus?
Yes, the federal government, in collaboration with CBN, released some money which are running billions for us to be able to, for the health sector and everybody who is involved to be able to find a solution to battle COVID-19. Yes, it is not, the process of battling COVID-19 or curtailing it is not just restricted to drug production. It's not just restricted to drug production. It is also important that we look at the process of testing people. Those that have been exposed and confirmed positive but are not having symptoms yet, we quarantine them. You understand? So quarantine centers also need to be developed. So these people should be able to be quarantined. Then we also look at what is happening all over the globe and also adhere to those instructions. But in the time, you know that a health system in a country is a subsidiary to the overall world health system, which is WHO, who is leading us now. So whatever they approve, they will send down. It's like a stepwise process. If there's approval at the top, then we'll be able to carry on from where they stop. So we will be looking at Nigerian pharmaceutical sector going into production of Favipiravir for now, when it hasn't been confirmed, when it hasn't been holistically and authentically approved by WHO and the FDA. That's why we are saying that even according to the commissioner of FDA yesterday, immediately after
what is FDA for the common man to
understand? The FDA is food, the people that are in charge.
Food Drugs Administration.
Yeah, Food and Drug Administration, you understand? Or Food Drug Agency, as some people may call it. And the truth of the matter is that they are in charge of whatever medication is dished out to the public in collaboration with WHO, you understand? So they look at potential molecules that will be able to handle a particular ailment, in this case COVID-19, and then look at the stages that this drug will undergo and then approve. Once it's approved, Nigeria will start doing looking at production or importation as the case may be. But for now, what we should be looking at as a country is to be able to provide the necessary facilities that are important. Test kits is important, prevention kits are important, face masks, then hand sanitizers are also important. I don't know why countries all over the world are providing face masks, hand sanitizers, and ventilators for their citizens. But Nigeria here, you see people struggling to buy these things themselves.
And they just released the money 2 days ago.
Good.
We believe that. Don't you believe that the money will get down to you?
No, I'm not trying to say anything negative about that. We have the hope. We have the trust that on the government and then the Federal Ministry of Health, that will be able to play their own part, because this is the issue of life and death, and we are looking at it that once these funds are made available, the right things to be done, you understand, pending on when these drugs that are potential molecules for treatment have been fully approved for use.
Today we'll be talking with the pharmacist Basil Akpaka of Greenstone Pharmaceutical Company. If you go to pharmacies and patent medicine stores around especially the local and rural areas now, people are rushing to get chloroquine. They are taking the injection already. Fixed match, people are buying it. It's no longer available. Even hand gloves are no longer available. But my concern is about the chloroquine that Nigerians are running after right now. What advice could you give to them? I know you hinted that a bit in your statement just now.
It's important that we know that chloroquine is not a new drug, actually, in this part of the world. Although for a while it has been banned. It's a drug that was used initially for treatment of malaria. But for a time, then sometimes it is also used for treatment of rheumatoid arthritis. But then for a while now, it has been banned for use.
What is rheumatoid arthritis?
Rheumatoid arthritis is arthritis that affect the joints.
Okay.
You understand? It's normally the signs are they cause swollenness of the swelling of the joints, swollenness of the joints. Then you also look at the pains are always symmetrical. That is, they affect both joints.
Okay.
Of if it's the hand, the two wrists are affected at almost the same time. Same thing with the nail, with the knee, and then the ankle. So the pains, the effects are always symmetrical. They can also affect other parts of the body apart from those joints I just mentioned. You understand? And then sometimes you see that the case is also seen as an autoimmune disease. You understand? So that's why. But the beauty of chloroquine that it has the ability to be able to help in the management of it. You understand? And it's been used world over for that. So, and about 2 months ago, when this pandemic was at the epidemic level in China, it was all over the news at the time, even on social media everywhere, that there was that chloroquine has the ability to take care of this COVID-19 viral isolation potentials. But after a while, it died down because the WHO and WHO particularly haven't been able to pronounce it that it could do that. You understand? So at the time, it died down. But a few days back, we found out that just yesterday, Donald Trump of America still echoed the same thing, that chloroquine has the ability to do that. Although the commissioner for FDA has to make some clarification that it is not the production to make it a drug of choice in treatment of COVID-19. It's not an immediate thing. To look at the processes according to the outline laws for clinical trials before it can be done. Okay. But then the advice I want to give to Nigerians now is that for the use of chloroquine in treatment of coronavirus, that they should be careful about it, because honestly, it hasn't been yet approved by FDA and WHO for that purpose. It may show some potentials to do that, but then we don't actually have first-hand information from FDA and WHO as that, because they haven't, as at this moment I'm speaking, they haven't approved it. And again, for them to have at the back of the mind that chloroquine or hydroxychloroquine, whichever form it comes, have their side effects, which are usually hypoglycemia and pruritus or itching, or how you may look at it. And then another important thing is that on a long-term use, they also have the ability to cause blindness. You understand? On a long-term use, that is, if you use it for a very long time. You understand? So although the timeline is not really, there's
so
variation.
Within that 9 months you talked about,
yes,
it could cause blindness if you use it very long.
If you use it for a very long time, it could predispose the person to blindness. You understand? So that's why we are saying that people should slow down. You understand? So that the FDA and WHO could be able to evaluate the therapeutic index of this drug and be able to even tell us the dose that is potent enough to take care of COVID-19.
The doses of this favipiravir and Avigan, they are already here. 150 milligram, stroke 300 milligram, and then from what we gathered here about the clinical potency of the drug, when they sampled the 50 milligram of ribavirin, which you said they said it could be used along with placebo. Yes. So what is the placebo you talked about? So explain this placebo in use with ribavirin that the Chinese people are already using.
Okay, this is the placebo and the ribavirin with favipiravir use at this stage is what is used in clinical trial stage. Okay. And why they use it is because they will be able to, the placebo serve as a control for the experiment. Yes. While ribavirin and the favipiravir are actually the drugs of choice that they are looking at. They are the promising molecule for treatment of COVID-19. So they're trying to see how effective it will be. You put a control, say placebo, and see what it will give it to a particular given number of volunteers, and then you give the combination of ribavirin and favipiravir to a particular number of volunteers, and then look at them as a given time frame to be able to see what the result will be, and then at the end of the day you record the results you've gotten, and compare the two results to see which is better. If the placebo had more effect, you record that. If the promising molecules, which in this case is a favipiravir, has more effect or therapeutic effect, you record that, and then move to the next level of clinical trials.
Okay, so these are their records, the probabilities of their record.
Exactly.
P0.05 and P0.001.
Yes.
Okay, now, under emergency, people who are already rushing chloroquine right now, we need to teach them that under adverse reaction, like you said, when they are going to have a glaucoma, what could they do under emergency? What drug could counter that?
Now, the use of chloroquine, like I've said before, is not it's not advisable you use chloroquine for self-medication in this case, because the truth of the matter is that the alpha dose that has the therapeutic or potent effect on the COVID-19 virus hasn't been determined yet.
Okay.
So people may be taking overdose or underdose. You understand? So that's why it's been advised that people should hold on. So that this drug will be able to undergo the necessary trials.
That's why I said under emergency for patients who out of curiosity have gone to take it, or have taken it. And in pharmacies, some people can just come and hang out. Please give me chloroquine, 1 volume. And in patent medicine stores, they are not experty enough to ask them, what are you buying this for? You have to buy this under doctor's advice.
Exactly.
And some people go ahead and just tell you, give it to me, and out of that they sell those things to you. So under such emergency, what could be done? Maybe you are injected through IVM. Is it a IV
or IM?
IM, and then suddenly the reaction begins to enter your eyes. What do you do under that condition? Okay,
the truth is, looking at it from that perspective, like I said, on a long-term use,
yes, you say so.
Chloroquine, adverse effects and side effects are not the same thing.
Okay.
Side effect is actually the effect of the drug instantly when you use it, or within some period of days.
Okay.
But then adverse effects may take much longer time to manifest.
Okay.
In this case of chloroquine, we'll be able to record that the minimal number of period it takes for it to manifest to blindness and other symptoms is around 2 years. You understand? 2 years, depending on how you use it on a daily basis. You understand? Depending on how frequent. But if you're taking it up to 3 times a day, it shortens that length of period to 50% downwards. Now, if you use it for a short period of time, you may feel nausea, you may feel like vomiting, you may also feel tiredness. You understand? And then the itchy part of it, which is the reddish part of it, is also there as well to be witnessed. So in this case of taking it on your own, and then the issue of it having
side
effects, the best thing for you at that point in time is to discontinue it immediately. Discontinue it immediately. You understand? And then report yourself or go to the nearest medical facility, hospital around you, and report what has just happened, so that adequate steps should be able to take it. It's not something we'll discuss in public space, because people will go out of their way to do it at home and may even cause more harm to themselves while doing it. Trying to say self-medication in this instance, at this point in time, with respect to COVID-19 or coronavirus, is highly not advised.
Yeah, thank you very much. I saw a patient this morning in a patent medicine store trying to get a volume of IVM. IV.
Okay, injection chloroquine.
Yes, and then they injected him. And that moment, he said he couldn't see anymore for a while. And then the pharmacist who injected him had to go to get Pyritone and give him 3 tablets of it and asked him to sit down for a while. And that was how he recovered. That was why I was asking you, under emergency, what could be done to correcting side effect immediately?
Side effects. If we are talking about side effect at this point in time, that what protein is used for? Protein is actually a trade name. What's in protein is actually chlorpheniramine. Okay. You understand? It's what is in protein. That is active pharmaceutical ingredient in protein.
Okay. Chlorpheniramine.
Chlorpheniramine.
Okay.
Chlorpheniramine.
Okay.
Now that chlorpheniramine, actually, what it takes care of is an antihistamine.
What does that mean?
Antihistamine is antihistamine are drugs that are used to take care of allergic reactions.
Okay.
Understand? Like pruritus, itchy, and all this. Now, one of the side effects of chloroquine is it has the ability to cause you to itch all over your body. You have to scratch all over your body for a very long time. You understand? So that is where chlorpheniramine, which is protein, comes in.
Okay.
But in terms of dizziness, in terms of nausea, protein doesn't have any role to play there.
All right, thank you very much. I have been talking with pharmacist Basil Akpaka of Greenstone Pharmaceutical Company. Welcome back. This is where spectacle will stop today. I hope you have learned something that there is now solution for what COVID-19 per se, and there is no cause for alarm. But do not spread the virus. Ensure you wash your hand regularly, and then don't touch your nose, your eyes, or even your ears with your hands. Thanks for watching. I have been Daniel Atai. Welcome to Spectacle on Television Nigeria. I am your host, Daniel Atai.